Tuesday, the 4th of July, 2023. The Power of Daily Journaling, a conversation with Marcela. Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro, 22 degrees, warmish, sunny and slightly overcast. This morning, I walked about 7 kilometers but did not exercise. I am still feeling some effects of the cold, and returning to normal is a little tricky because I had broke my routine. However, it is essential not to stop completely. Even walking without any exercise is better than nothing. It is necessary to do something every day, no matter how we feel or how little it is. In the evening, I had an interesting conversation with one of my pupils. Marcela's classes are twice a week from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Sometimes, when I give the last class of the day, I am tired after giving 10 or 11 classes since 7 a.m. It is normal, a lot of work and classes. I was tired and really not looking forward to giving the class, but discipline and professionalism said that I had to do it. The class began on time at 7 p.m. Marcela was smiling and happy as she usually is. She is a beautiful and successful woman in her late 30s who graduated in IT and project management with 2 post-graduations and works for a consultancy company in Rio. She's married to Victor, another pupil of mine, whom I have been giving classes on and off for the last 15 years or so. I like Marcela very much. Our classes and conversations are always interesting, funny, and never boring. But this time, she asked me something that made me realize something I had not realized before. Marcela asked me if I was still writing in my diary, journaling, and obviously I am. The YouTube channel is based on what I have been living, feeling, and experiencing since December 2022. We talked about writing a journal every day, why I had begun, and what it now represents to me in my life. Because of our conversation, I arrived at 2 significant points that I had not thought about before in any great depth. As we were talking, I understood that when we write or make an entry in a diary or a journal, besides all the other clear benefits that come to mind from having a journal, 2 stand out above the others. First, the negative part, which I'm taking a little from Stoicism, is that when we put on paper our negative feelings, thoughts, problems, issues, etc., we pass over from our mind all our problems, traumas, etc. to paper. It is as if it is a cleaning or cleansing process. Whatever is harmful inside of you, when you put it down onto paper, you are cleaning yourself and that part of your life. You are relieving yourself to some extent of that problem. It's like you're purging all the negativity, releasing the chains and shackles from your body and into the diary, cleansing your life in the process. Since I began writing my diary, I have become a lighter and better person than before. Light in the sense of not thinking so much of the past and what could have been. Better because I am more focused and zen, being more centered and calmer makes me a happier person. And life seems to have many more positive points than negative ones nowadays. The feeling of tranquility has overflowed into all aspects of my life. My work, personal life, with my daughters, and a love life. In some ways, I have changed quite a bit in such a short period. Second is the positive part. What we write in our diaries about our wishes, desires, aspirations, etc. on paper will eventually manifest. This profoundly depends on how focused we are on what we want. The more focused we are, the quicker what we desire comes or appears, and vice versa. If we are less focused and more distracted regarding our wishes and desires, the longer it will take for them to manifest. But what is certain is that, for sure, sooner or later, what has been written down will eventually appear and manifest in one form or another. As nothing is really what we initially imagined it to be, we must have the wisdom to understand, appreciate, and accept it as how it eventually manifests. So, keeping a diary or journal on a daily basis has 2 fundamental advantages. Whatever negative is written in the diary, we are helping to clean, cleanse, or cure ourselves from that issue. On the other hand, whatever positive things such as desires, ambitions, aspirations, etc., through the power of pen and paper, put the universe into action to conspire in favor of what we want, so that eventually it materializes in our lives. Again, I had not really realized this before, but during my conversation with Marcela, these 2 points became completely clear to me, and I am certain that they work. It only depends on us and our faith in what we are capable of doing. For ourselves, our family, and the people who are important to us. Thank you, Marcela. In bed by 9 p.m. Thank you. Thanks for reading my blog. Check out my other posts and share your thoughts in the comments. Richard. Photos by Richard George Photography.